guys, it's Selima with Selene Moon Goddess Tarot here with another pick a card reading. Um, we're going to go ahead and do another feelings and fantasies reading. I was going to try to do a different reading as usual. As you guys know, I fail at that. I'm like, I want to do something different, but I can't quite tap into it. So I'm not sure what's going on, but this is what we're doing. I have 3 piles here. I have the I want to say this is the Everyday Tarot, and this is I don't know if you guys have seen this before, strawberry selenite. It's pretty in kind of like a tan pink color. And then we have kind of just a rough clear quartz, and we have this is a red, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a red tiger's eye. I don't know if they call it red tiger's eye or cherry tiger's eye. You can kind of see that it has a red kind of tone to it. It's not the typical orangey color that the other typical common tiger's eye has. So I apologize for my man voice today. I woke up with a sore throat, and I'm like, I sound very manly. I sound so handsome today. I feel handsome too. Anyway, all right, guys. So this is going to be pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. If you're new here, welcome. I'm going to put the timestamps for the starting of each pile in the description box, like usual. I am open for personal readings, and I'll put my website, and you can contact me through there to get information on that. And I also usually include my Amazon list of tarot decks that I own. I should start adding. I should do a separate one for Oracle decks too, because I have quite a few of those. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for coming by and spending some time with me, and I will see you at your reading. Hey, pile 1. All right, you picked the strawberry selenite. You know what this kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of, well, like, I'm Gen X, right? So I remember there was soap that looked like this when I was young, like that glycerin clear soap, kind of orangey. But anyway, that's what you picked. And the Everyday Tarot. So let's see. Let's get a pulse kind of like on what's going on in this connection. And obviously, if you're here, you might, your partner might not be so, somebody that shares how they feel about things, or maybe they are, it's tough for them to express intimate feelings that they might have. And so you're here to check it out. So let's see what we get here. So tell me about pile 1, please. All right, that's 4. I don't take reversals either. Ooh, okay, 10 of blades. 10 of swords. 4 wands. So I was saying how maybe your person might not like to communicate, or, sharing their feelings is a very stressful thing for them. Page of Wands. Okay, 7 of Cups. Interesting. 7 of Cups. All right. Well, your person, I'm going to move your little crystal over there. So I think your person, first of all, like I was saying before, I think that they do have a hard time with sharing emotions, thoughts, fears that they have about this connection. They let it overwhelm them, and they could be suspicious almost, in that maybe, like, is this connection too good to be true? Is this person gonna, hurt me in the long run? Is this person really as nice as they are presenting themselves? Am I going to make the same mistake again? that kind of self sabotage, all those negative thoughts that can creep in um, at the most, inopportune time because, starting a connection with somebody or, discovering that you have a connection with somebody and then, you know, being gripped with fear is pretty disappointing place to be for you as well, pile one, and for your person. I think they think the best of you, though. They really do have a lot of beautiful feelings about this connection. They feel like this connection does have the ability to be very stable, to bring about maybe maybe you both have families, children from other marriages or connections. They feel like you guys can bring that together and be a beautiful union. They want to build with you. They want to create with you. They want to have a solid foundation with you. They see you as not, despite what's going on in their head right here with this card, despite what's going on in their head, they really do, in their hearts of hearts, have passion for you and passion for this connection. Um, but it does feel like there's a disconnect here, coming from the Ten of Swords to the Four of Wands is like a jump. Like what, like for example here, we have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is rambunctious, kind of fast energy. I think they, at times when they pay attention to their passion for you, they want to leap and jump in and tell you everything about what they feel, how they fantasize about this connection, the dreams that they have about this connection, the hopes that they have about this connection working out and becoming something solid. All of those things they want to come out quick and fast with that young energy, right, of the Page of Wands. But it stays in their mind. It stays in Fantasyland with the Seven of Cups here. The Seven of Cups is it's a great card when you're talking about being creative, um, but it can also mean staying in la la land a little bit. Like when I think about myself, because I have plenty of tattoos, for me, getting a tattoo is like escaping for 8 hours or 4 hours or however long I'm going to sit, and you kind of almost throw your responsibility to the side and you're just in la la land. You're like, I'm getting this great tattoo. It's going to look great. You're into the art. You're small talking with the artist, and you're really not focusing on anything that's important in your life, like bills and just random shit, right? So I think it's easy for them to get lost in that with this connection. But I want to find out what's going on with the 10. Like, what's in between the 10 of Wands, I'm sorry, the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. Spirit, what is in the middle of that? That's my shuffling. These are big cards, and I have big hands, so they're kind of hard to handle. Ace of Swords. Interesting. I see. So, you know, basically they find so the one thing that they have really realized about this connection, despite all of this worry here, they have recently had this epiphany that you are the 4 of Wands for them. All right, so the ace of blades is the ace of swords, and I don't know if you can see here how they have, like, it's like a vet surgeon, and they're looking at this X-ray, and they're discovering what's wrong with this dog, and they're like figuring it out and have gotten to the bottom of the problem, and they're going to fix this little guy. And it's interesting. I wonder if your person's in the medical field. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know why I feel so distracted. Maybe this is how your person feels, just like can't get the right words. But the bottom line is that your person has recently had this epiphany about this connection, an epiphany of that you are somebody solid, that they do truly care about this connection and want union with this connection. They don't. If you guys are in separation, they're not happy about it. So what's coming next in this connection? Oh, we never, most people, you don't really want the hermit for what's coming next in a connection, because the hermit it's about being alone. About being alone, searching for enlightenment in solitude is really what that is all about. Aw, Five of Cups. Damn it. Oh my God. This person is not ready. I'm sorry to tell you, pile one. This person is not ready. This person is. I think they've realized that they are creating their own suffering, like that self-imposed suffering, and we all have certain things in our life that we feel has control of us, right? Like where we feel like, you know, let's say you start a super, super strict diet and all you think about is the diet, right? You have to follow these rules. You have to do this. If you want this, if you want to see progress, there's all these things that have everything to do with what you put in your mouth. Yet, you can still fail. And if you have anxiety or you have, you know, certain vices that you just can't resist, like pizza or ice cream or something, and you end up fucking up your week, and you tell yourself, "Fuck, I did it again. I did it again. I did it again," and you can't seem to break out of the cycle. That is what I'm feeling from your person. Like it's the cycle of stressing, realizing that you really are what they want, and having these moments of lucid thinking that I just want to go towards pile one. Fuck it. I'm just going to go towards pile one. And then La La Land comes where they're just kind of daydreaming about it. And then they remember that, wait, I'm not that great at communicating. What if I fuck this up? What if pile one doesn't even want to hear what I have to say? Then they mourn over it with the Five of Cups and then go back in reflection with the Four of Swords, like this cycle. So this might be a soulmate connection, even, because sometimes connections that are, I don't know, I don't like categorizing relationships in general because everybody's different. Everybody has their own stuff that they bring to the table. And there is such a thing as, toxic soulmate or twin flame, or, you know, basically you trauma bond, right? You both have, let's say you're both avoidant attachment, and you see the pain in the other because you have that same pain. And it can be, you could just kind of be led to believe that this is a soulmate because you feel this bond with this person, but really it really isn't, because there isn't growth happening there, and there's more pain and hurt happening in that. Instead of bringing growth, you trigger each other. Instead of bringing enlightenment, you end up making each other feel bad or falling into old cycles. So like once I was kind of attached to someone who I definitely believe was like a, you know, uh, negative. I don't know. I don't know if it was a twin flame or not. I mean, that term gives me the heebie-jeebies anyway, but it was definitely clear to me that this person, hindsight's 2020, but the way the person used to trigger me, with no communicating or breadcrumbing, for example, is a good way to describe it. And when I would have the moments of him communicating, I would feel great and happy and blah, blah, blah. And then when he'd cut me off, then I'd go into this cycle of oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, no one's, why do I always fuck up? How come people don't, like, woe is me kind of thing. And trying to seek spiritual insight, but not getting there. Not quite getting there, because then once you put the fish hook out again with, to see if I'm going to breadcrumb, or if I would take the breadcrumbs, I'd be right back and take the breadcrumbs. So that kind of like toxic cycle. If a connection is like that, that is best to walk away from that situation. Now, I have had an opportunity to being in a connection where there is growth, where you're provoked to be a better person. You're provoked, yes, maybe you're triggered, because growth doesn't happen without pain, and insight and understanding and new thoughts and new ideas about who you are and who they are and your emotions and all that. But if you're triggered to be a better person, that would be a connection it'd be worthwhile to see, what ends up happening in the end, right? Not throw the baby out with the bathwater and just kind of see where things go. So let's get the last couple cards about what's coming next for this person with pile one. Ay, that's a lot. And we're going to take these two here. All right. Interesting. All right, we got two major arcana cards that came out here. We have the Hierophant and Judgment. So it feels like what I was mentioning before about learning, right? Learning through these circumstances in order to improve yourself. I think that could be a reason why this connection is in your life. Maybe this person has provoked you in a lot of ways to grow. If you are an anxious attachment person and this person's an avoidant, definitely learning how to love yourself, can't even talk. Love yourself will get you out of this kind of cycle. Pulling yourself out, and learning how to really just focus on yourself, hold space if you feel like you have the capacity to do that for the person. But really focusing on yourself is where your happiness is going to be coming from. Getting your happiness from this person right now is just not in the cards, so to speak. But the Hierophant tells us that there's going to be learning here. There's learning and understanding taking place here. This connection isn't like a triggering connection that is negative. This is one where you both will, if you look at this connection as a journey, that you both are walking in this life, in the journey together, side by side, with everyone else in your life. Like we all get many people that get to walk this journey with us. Some people stay for the whole ride. Some people get off at their stop, But for this journey, your person is going to grow from this, is going to become, proficient in being able to express their feelings and express how they feel, and even be able to impart that wisdom onto other people that are going through similar things. And with Judgment, really seeking, once they get to that point, I mean, obviously, proficiency comes with time, right? But as soon as they are able to articulate how they're feeling about you, they're going to be coming to you and asking for forgiveness. They're going to come and say, hey, you know what? After this transformation, you know what? I've realized that I am lucky that you are even stayed around for the time that you did. Like if this happens and you've decided to not hold space for this person anymore, they're going to come back and still apologize. They're very much aware of how they have hurt you. They know that they have taken you for granted, taken your kindness for granted, and really hurt you. And they should apologize. They should. That's absolutely. what the outcome can be right now. And you know, tarot is a snapshot, right? Tarot is not set in stone. It is just a little snapshot of the energies that are happening right now. Okay, so all right, let's get some feelings and fantasies here. This is like a spicy deck that I made that has both, you know, sweet thoughts and also spicy thoughts. Okay. All right. Feelings and fantasies for pile one. From pile one. My heart. Jeez. My heart aches for you. Look in my eyes, missionary. Aw. Rainy day in bed. Oh, see, you can't see it because it's so bright. Rainy day in bed. What else is pile one person? Hold me. I think they see you as a very nurturing person. And in the times that you guys did communicate, and I mean, you could still be in communication. Maybe it's not as intimate as this, obviously, but that they do find you to be soft and inviting and warm and cozy and a place where they can be themselves, where they don't, and it's their own mind, you know, it's their own mind gets ahead of them. It's not that you don't allow them to feel comfortable. It has nothing to do with that. It's them kind of self-sabotaging themselves because they really do see you as a safe place. Secret quickie. Ten of Cups. Wow. So the Ten of Cups in tarot is a cup of, you know, a cup of. It is a beautiful card about your wish fulfillment, like everything that you could imagine that you would want in a connection. Also similar to the Four of Wands, where you would want to build with the person, you want to have a family with the person, you want to, you know, blend your families if you have kids from different parents or, you know, different people. And, you know, they want to create with you. They don't want, you know, they really see you as somebody that's going to be, that they want in their lives that would make them bring so much emotional fulfillment, I think, is really how they see you. And might not have told you this yet. Oh, can I just hold you? So when I did this card, you know, it made me think of, so hold me is different because for me, when I think of can I just hold you, it's like let's just not say anything. Like let's not say anything. Shh. let's just let's just come together and hold each other and just don't say anything. Let's just listen to our heartbeats. Let's just understand where we're at right now. And this is what we need. Versus hold me like can I be the little spoon is what I think of when I think of hold me. Those are the two differences anyway. Oh God. Oh my goodness. That's funny that these red ones, these spicy ones are all falling down the middle. Like, can I kiss your flower? That's what that says. I think that speaks for itself there. Let's do a couple more. All right, we got to Sneaky Link. I wonder if you guys, if this is So either you guys both have other people you're dating, or you work together, or go to the same university, or go somewhere where, or share the same social circle, where this, secret stuff, like the secret quickie and sneaky link, is something that you guys might have to do in order to be physical and have these hold me moments. And then this one says, your body is perfect for me. I feel like I want to get more thoughts, because, I like spicy stuff too. Don't get me wrong. And this is very romantic and spicy. But let's see what else your person would want to say. I just feel like, because it feels deep and heavy. So let's see. What else does Paula's person want to say? I am ascending. So that's confirmation there with the Hierophant. This connection is a connection that is a positive one. It's one where you guys are growing together. And your person is saying, I am learning, I am trying to do my best to grow and break out of the cycle. I've never met someone like you. I knew it all along. So maybe this is a secret that they've kept from you, that they maybe have seen you as their Four of Wands for a very long time, and maybe have not ever told you that. You fill me up with happiness. Yeah, that's like the Ten of Cups. I want to man up and honor you. Wow, that's the judgment right there. I want to man up and honor you. I like that. Your laugh is amazing. That's so cute. See? It's kind of that warm energy again, Like this is a deeper, this isn't, fuck boy energy. It's not flash in the pan, just met chemistry situation. I want to be different. Okay, so awareness. So we did get the Ace of Swords after the Ten of Swords. So the awareness, the epiphany of change needing to happen in order to pursue this connection. I want to make it right, and I want you to enjoy your life. That's a good place to end it, because ultimately they have some work they need to do, but they hold you in such a special place in their heart. And the most important thing for you to do during this time is to love yourself, and keep that in mind, that they are working on it. It's not like they're not ignoring this. And it might seem like that. It might seem like they're not focused on it, but that's not true. They've got a lot going on, and they might be somebody that has a heart of deep waters, and they're just, figuring out how to pull that out and share that with someone. It sounds to me like your person got really traumatized as a kid. Like maybe they grew up in a house where they couldn't share shit. Like any kind of disappointment or feeling upset or having their feelings hurt was just not honored in their house and looked down upon. And here your person is a grown-ass person and unable to really share deep emotional truths because it was basically beat out of them, I guess is the way that's how it feels to say. That it was they got in trouble, like serious trouble if they were too emotional. So that's just, keep that in mind too, for the days that you feel like you're done with this shit and you're going to throw the baby out with the bath water and you're like, fuck this whole shit. I'm moving the fuck on. Just remember, that There, if someone is that extreme in debilitated, and it's not, it's not necessarily your job to fix them either, but obviously you've provoked a tower moment for them, a moment of disrupting their, you know, little cocoon that they made for themselves, this little nest. Though brittle the branches are, they had a little nest around them, and you shook it apart and showed them, like, hey, get your head out of your belly button and look, like, look at what we could have. Look at this delicious connection we could possibly have, if you would just open up, kind of thing. So yeah. All right, pile one, I'm gonna leave you there. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and please hit the notification bell and subscribe or like and comment. And if you have any suggestions for any other readings, let me know. All right, wish you the best. Bye. Hey, pile two, you chose the rough clear quartz crystal. All right, and this, did I tell you? Did I say golden? I don't even know if in the beginning I said what this was. This deck was. Oh, God, I didn't even say that. I'm a dork. As I said, I'm not feeling that good, so it is what it is. I'm sorry. This is the Golden Girl Tarot. And if I did and I just don't remember, hey, I am just getting old, y'all. Just getting old. All right. Dios mío. Vamos a ver. Okay, let's see here. Pile two. What's going on with you and your person? What's going on here? Pile two and your person. All right, we have the Four of Cups, the Hierophant. Oh no, we got the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Six of Cups. Let's get a couple more. All right, so we got the Three of Pentacles and then the Five of Swords. Okay, so first of all, it seems, sorry if I was breathing, I'm like, oh. I was focused. Okay, sorry if I was breathing into the mic. That's silly. Anyway. Jesus. All right. Anyway. So first of all, I think that you make your person very nervous. I don't think they anticipated to be so moved by you, and taken. This might be a newer connection, or you guys have known each other for a very long time, and then suddenly maybe you, pile two, spoke your feelings out and just said, hey, just want to let you know that I have always, had wonderful thoughts of you and think so highly of and adore you, and I'm interested in pursuing something with you, perhaps. Because we have the Four of Cups, and look at little poor Rose is over here. Just, I don't know if you can see Miss Rose. She's got her pillow, hiding behind her pillow as that cup is being offered. And then we have the Hierophant, which of course is Sophia. And the Hierophant is about being wise and being a teacher, right? But I think it could also represent institutions. So like if you work together or go to school together, or or go to, or are part of a club together, or an organization like the Chamber of Commerce or something like that, they definitely were like I don't know if you've ever met someone that you walk away from that and you're like, what was that? Because I am really attracted to that and also scared out of my fucking mind at the same time. If you've ever had that kind of like panic about meeting someone, that's kind of like the Nine of Swords is like nightmares. Oh man, like thinking of the worst. The worst is going to happen. Like, yeah, pile two doesn't like me. They're not going to like me. They didn't mean what they said. Like I don't understand why pile two would like me in the first place. Like that kind of thing. However, the Six of Cups does talk about love and connection, but also that you've known them for a long time. It could be that childhood friend that you found each other on Facebook again or something like that and reconnected. But it's scary because part of it is that if you guys do have known each other for a long time, then if this person masks, and puts up a mask when they meet new people or when they're dating, they want to put their best face forward. They can't really do that with you, and that can cause some panic right there for sure. Um, I think that they're afraid also about maybe you are not their typical type, and they're afraid about what other people would think about the connection. And I think sometimes they want to come forward and say, "Hey, okay, I've been thinking about this, and I think I do want to pursue this." But then they'll have a nagging thought that would be like, I don't know if it's going to work out. So lots of worry. I'm getting a lot of worry here. So let's see what else we got. Okay, we got the Five of Wands. Wow, Five of Pentacles. What the fuck? That's three. Okay, so that could be significant. I know that the angel number 555 is a number of change. So that's a number of your angels saying that there is change coming around the mountain here. Because we have the Five of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles, one right after the other. And fives are about disorganization, um, right hand not knowing what the left hand's doing. Uh, the Five of Pentacles is being left out in the cold, feeling like maybe you're the cool kid. Maybe your group of friends are competitive and have, hobbies together, and they feel like they wouldn't fit in your circle of friends. I think they just can't believe that you're interested in them. So they're kind of putting you on a pedestal big time. You might be older than them, or there's some kind of social norm that you guys don't fit. Oh shit. Now we got the Tower. Isn't this cute? If you're a fan, that's Shady Pines. If you're a fan of Golden Girls, I am. Okay, so what's this tower about? What is this tower about? All right, an offering, perhaps? All right, seeing things in a different light. New perspective. Seven of Cups. Okay, still kind of thinking. Oh, Nine of Cups. I think your person has realized that they have emotions for you. Like initially, it was all anxiety. Initially it was all the panic here, the disbelief that you're interested in them. The worry about what other people are going to think. The friend group not really being accepted. Then this tower moment happens and they start realizing something about this connection. They start realizing its value, realizing that it would be unwise to pass this opportunity up. but it still confuses them emotionally because you know there is something to be said about connections that don't follow social norms. It's very difficult. It's amazing how we've kind of been programmed in the way that we see love and the way that we approach love. And a lot of times it's also sprinkled in there the trauma that we've had or bad experiences that we've had, the things that have happened to us in the past that we're afraid might happen again. And so I think when we look at the Seven of Cups, your person is just kind of going all over the place, thinking like, well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? I just don't like. They just don't know what to expect because it isn't anything they've experienced before, and our brains don't like that. Our brains love consistency. Our brains love for us to like be going after the same type of person all the time because it is a safe place. We know what to expect. So you ever have friends that you're like, I don't know why they keep being disappointed by this person, or by this situation, but don't do anything to change it. And a lot of times that's because psychologically they're stuck in that they know what to expect. They don't have to worry about the differences or look at themselves to see maybe how they can change to be better, to welcome something better in their life. They can just be who they are and expect that other person to behave the way they've behaved. So, but in the beyond that, here with the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups speaks about being emotionally satisfied, feeling emotionally satisfied, feeling at peace with yourself, at peace with the situation. I think ultimately they realize that this connection is going to bring that satisfaction. And focusing on yourself, them focusing on you and themselves, is where that clarity is. When you start thinking about what everybody else thinks, that's, going to just create more confusion. And these people are in the connection. They're not the ones you're going to be kissing. They're not the ones that are going to be making out with you, or your person. Like they shouldn't be even in the equation. But leaning back into that, being used to always having to worry about that, it's hard to break out of that. But it seems like your person will break out of that. They will see the value. I mean, I think that they already do see the value, but feeling secure in themselves is where they need to be. They need to get there. They don't feel secure in themselves. Yeah, the Two of Swords. Seeking, it's kind of like, taking time to seek insight, but in a kind of defensive way with the swords up. Your person's afraid to get hurt. Your person has been hurt in the past, for sure. Oh, the Queen of Pentacles, yeah. That's nice. So that's the insight. Woo, that flew. Oh, shoot. That's the Ten of Pentacles, baby. That's a good one. That's a good card to have. Ten of Pentacles. It's all about like your abundance. Like they want to create with you. They see you as fertile, like a stable place to be able to create. They feel like they can create with you. You guys have this solid background that has lasted many years, or not. Maybe it's many months. I don't know, but something about this connection feels very much like home. Like if it hasn't been 3D time that we're talking about, then it's like a soul understanding that they feel like they've known you for a long time. They know that this is going to work. You are the Queen of Pentacles for them. Eight of Cups. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups, please. Oh, shit. The devil. Well, well, well. Okay. Moving on. So, we're talking about this energy here of this Two of Swords, right? Being defensive, kind of seeking insight, though. Needing to take time to seek that insight, realizing that, you really are their Queen of Pentacles. You are going to bring that stability. That's where their focus, they need to focus on how you make them feel. Like when they are with you, does the world melt away, right? Is it just you and them and everything else goes dark and you guys can feel at peace and you feel safe with each other? That safety is where I'm feeling this Ten of Pentacles is coming from, that they feel with you. Now, the Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. Walking away from old baggage, maybe old views, old ways that they used to look at love. But I think specifically it is this anxiety of how other people look at them with them being in your life. Maybe this connection is not a typical connection. Maybe this is a polyamorous. Maybe they would be the third wheel or the third person. And that is what they're trying to get over. But either way, the devil, of course, it's Blanche, is about really all of the things about our characters that we just don't like, that are obsession, addictions, putting people on pedestals, putting yourself below other people, all the insecurities, all of the, hate, jealousy, all of those kind of character traits that we can have kind of can be symbolized in the devil. I think that your person is walking away from the negative side of the devil, because there's also usually the devil is depicted with the devil and the lovers are cards that are inverse of each other. So there's usually a couple and they're chained together, and one couple is chained to the devil, and in the lovers card they're kind of like somehow binded together with like an angel over them or something. And so what I like about the devil card is it's a card that can speak about passion and attraction and lust and pleasure and sensuality. And those things are positive things. Those things are not bad by themselves, right? So I think embracing the things that are positive and letting go of the things that are not is why this devil is here, along with the Eight of Cups. And then you have the Page of Wands, just seeking new adventures, going on to, pursue this relationship, this new connection, the passion that has been discovered there. It's like a renewed passion, a renewed excitement of what the possibilities can be in this connection. So, and I will say, despite it being kind of heavy in the beginning, overall, the energy here is really light and airy to me. It feels light and airy. It doesn't feel stagnant, despite some time that your person's going to have to come around to learn. It doesn't feel stagnant to me. So let's get some feelings and fantasies. This is a deck that I made, so don't judge my writing. Por favor. Okay, what are feelings and fantasies? Pile two's personal. Whoa, Well, hell now. See? Well, I told you about that devil. All right, sneaky link. All right, so this could be a connection that's on the down low. Lick your neck. We just come right out the gate with sexy time messages here. Your person's a little freak, or you're a freak, one of the two. Are you both freaks? You both nasty. Let's just sit and talk. All right. So they want to spend time with you. They want to get to know you on this different perspective of knowing who you are in the romantic sense. Yikes. Okay. Let me rest between your thighs. What was I thinking when I wrote that? I want to say, let me rest my face between your thighs, I think is what I was trying to say there. But people, I mean, I could see just plain resting between someone's thighs too. Would not be uncomfortable, I think. I think it would be fantastic. Right. Hold me. Aye. That's sweet. Let me love you. Interesting. I wonder if you had some reservations too. I'm not sure. Can we be honest? There we go. That's the nitty gritty right there. Can we cuddle? Oh, that's sweet. You drive me crazy. I want you in my future. See? That's the Four of Wands. And also the Ten of Pentacles right there. Confirmation. Hi. Okay. This card, I feel like I have to explain it every time it comes out. Harness. So, not a dog harness. I'm thinking, when I wrote that, have you ever seen like how sometimes people wear these leather harnesses over their shirts? Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, those are kind of sexy. I think they're sexy. I don't know. Maybe you don't. But they do look good. I mean, you know. They make them now with like these little wallets like attached to it. Anyway. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one that's nasty. All right. Look in my eyes, missionary. Mm. I want to feed you. Okay. That might be something sexy. Maybe some dessert. Mm. What's your favorite dessert? Put it in the comments. I like cheesecake. I like cheesecake and I like anything that is toffee or caramel. Whoa. You give me butterflies. Aww. See? That confirms all of that Ten of Swords, nervous Nancy energy that was up there. You gave them the panic pile too. You inflicted them with the panic. Oh, Lord. Let's see, this one doesn't want to. Tell me you feel the same. I don't know if this is your energy coming through. Like, I feel like you guys have had a conversation. Maybe it was a false start. Maybe there was this, you know, confession of feelings, and then it was crickets and nobody was talking. And now water's under the bridge, time has passed, and your person's feeling insecure about how you feel, if you still feel the same way. Now that they've come around the mountain now, realizing that they do have lots of feelings for you and want this connection. So, yeah. Okay. I wonder if you guys are in the service industry, like chef, wait staff, because it says, let me serve you. But that could be like starting the bubble bath, pouring you some wine. You blow my mind. Oh, yeah. You knocked their socks off. Do people say that anymore? I don't think people say that anymore. All right. Last couple ones here. Let's leave these here. All right. We got you are stunning. Justice. So this would be the second time Justice is coming out because we got the tarot card Justice. So definitely apology is in order here in this connection. Please spend the night. PDA. Public displays of affection, in case you did not know. And twin flames. All right. Well, hell. Pile 2. Your person loves you. I hope you guys communicate because there's like this funkiness or like these past few readings I've done, most of them have been like one person's not talking, not sharing their feelings, afraid of commitment or whatever. And it's like, hey, aren't we tired of that? Can we stop? Can we just skip to the good part? Can we just do that? I want everybody to skip to the good part. All together, jump at once, and skip to the good part. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I really wish you the best, Pile 2, and please don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post, and hit subscribe and leave a comment. All right, and until next time, you guys take care. Bye. All right, Pile 3. I realized when I was doing Pile 2 that I don't think, or nor do I remember, if I told you what deck you guys chose. I was all into the crystals and didn't tell you what decks I was using. So this deck that you chose with the red tiger's eye is the Shadowlands Tarot. It's cute. It's really nice art. Cute art, I will say. It's more cute than anything. It has little bats on it and stuff like that. So, all right, Pile 3. Let's get the spot check on your person and your situation, and then we'll get into the message cards. All right. What's going on with Pile 3's person? What's going on with Pile 3's connection? Your person doesn't want to share. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Four of Cups. Well, in that case, we just got all of them at once. Let's see. Six of Swords. The Ace of Wands. Queen of Swords. Five of Swords. And discretion. What is discretion? Number 20. Discretion. Judgment. Let me make sure. I'm going to make sure. Hold on. So I'll tell you, this deck comes with this big ass book, by the way, in a big ass box with this big ass book. So let's just make sure I am right. But I think that it is. Oh, it's not. It's the Sun. Discretion. Oh, yeah. It's Judgment. So Epiphany, Resurrection, Rebirth, Discernment, Reflection, Perspective. Yeah. This is a really good book, actually. It has really good explanation of all the cards. So, anyway. I just wanted to make sure I was right about that. So let's see. Well, first of all, your person, I don't think your person was very, I think you took them by surprise in the sense that they were distracted with other things. And they had other things going on. They might be a busy person with the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if you can see it there. It has much more color than what my camera is showing you, to be honest. But usually I prefer, or I like when the Wheel of Fortune has a card before it and a card after it, because it just can add more context to why this Wheel of Fortune is here. So it could be that your person is having a time in their life where things are just not stable. Things are in movement. So they might be in the process of finding another job, getting another, going to school for another career, moving, buying a new house, or just things might be happening in their life and they have been distracted. And maybe they didn't see you or see the connection the way you saw the connection in the beginning. With the Four of Cups, I just think it's so cute how this cat is dreaming and dreaming about the same thing over and over again, just completely distracted, not paying attention to the offering. Okay, offering of a cup of love, right? With the Six of Swords, your person might be moving, actually, now that I think about it, because the Six of Swords speaks about moving on to better, calmer waters, right? So they're in a boat. It's pretty typical in tarot that you'd see like a family in a boat with the swords inside the boat, going on to better shores, like leaving not a situation that's not ideal, and going on to safer shores. But what I like, what's interesting about this card is it is also about, like, they're not letting go of any, the worries of this are going along with them, but they are moving in the right direction. Pointing to this Ace of Wands, which is inspiration. It's the where creativity, inspiration, passion, the epiphany of passion, the epiphany of realizing, like, makes me think of like realizing that you found the career that you want, or you realize that you want to go back to school and do something completely different, or realizing that you picked up this new hobby and it's turned out to be something you just can't put down. Now you're just in love with it. But pertaining to this connection, they definitely, you are that Ace of Wands for them. And they want to get to know you. I think they want to, I wonder if you are a little aloof. Like, I'm not sure. It's not very clear if you guys have talked about this connection with each other, or this crush, or this, attraction yet. With the Queen of Swords, she seeks knowledge and knows a hell of a lot also. She can cut heads. She's kind of like, abrasive. She can be abrasive for sure. But she loves knowledge. She loves learning. And that with the Five of Swords is kind of odd energy. Like there's some kind of harsh truth that is not being looked at here. Or one of you is looking for some truth in this matter, and the other is like distracted again, or missing the mark. Hence, there needing to be some judgment, some forgiveness, seeking retribution, not retribution, seeking forgiveness, developing a new understanding about this connection, a completely new understanding about it, and then going back and making amends for that, like, lack of insight at the beginning. So let's get more. Tell me more about this connection. Wow. It's funny, at the beginning they weren't coming out. Now they're like chunks. Like, bleh. They're throwing up their feelings. Oh, all right. We got the Devil. The person might be a workaholic, I'm hearing. Knight of Swords. They want to come in hot. Yeah. So they're stoic. Your person might be a stoic person. Somebody who is not very strong in almost every other aspect in their life, like when it comes to career, work, family, uh, social situations, sports, whatever. They feel confident in if they're put on the spot, they're used to being put on the spot. Maybe that's what they do for a living. Who knows? Maybe they run meetings or do whatever. But when it comes to love, your little person is not very confident at all. If you could see this emperor, he's just looking down, kind of like, well, I got all this strength in all these other areas, but love is not one of them. And the devil and the Knight of Swords is this kind of erratic energy of like passion and lust and wanting to please, and also being a workaholic, also being anxious about this, also worrying about how all of this is going to work with changes that are happening in your person's life right now. But the passion is there with the Ace of Wands. And the Knight of Swords, it's interesting because it also could mean that uh, there's some sneaky business. There's some conniving, not in a bad way, but kind of conniving in the way of like maybe they watch your social media. Maybe they don't communicate and text you, but they're watching. You guys are friends on Facebook and they see all your posts. They have like little alerts so that they get alerted when you post. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, two queens here. This could be a same-sex connection. All right, we have the Chariot. That's nice energy. Moving forward, being brave, putting their big person pants on, their big adult pants on, to be honest. Now we have Temperance. So we have 5 major arcana cards here. The Eight of Swords. So there's some waiting that's going to happen here. With the Temperance, it's like so they see you as the Queen of Pentacles. They see you as somebody who's very grounded, who is a creative person. You are able to make something out of nothing. You could be, whatever profession you have, you might be very, very good at it and like an expert in your field. And with the Chariot, they see you as being a very brave person. You're very courageous. I think they don't feel as courageous as you do. Hence the way the Emperor was looking all sad over there, With the Temperance for me, I think is being patient, but mixed with courage, right? So you're learning how to balance different aspects of your life. Like if this person, your person, is going through all this stuff in their life, and then now you've come into the mix, and now having to just grapple with why is it they haven't been forthcoming with how they feel about you, and learning how to do that takes time. And so it's not just sitting without movement. It's learning how to, what it makes me think of? Like those little balance boards that people use to strengthen their muscles. It's like the imbalance is what creates the strength in the muscles. And the Temperance card for me is that energy. The Eight of Swords, though, they're still kind of wrapped up in their head. It's the Eight of Swords for me is a card about like self-imposed suffering, where like this bird is wrapped up in loose ribbons, and these feathers are around them, but they could easily like loosen the little ribbons and walk away and fly away. Like it's not necessarily something that's keeping them caged, but their thoughts are keeping them caged. Yeah. And that could be too also that your person wants to be courageous like you and is stuck in between these two energies of being courageous, but yet, being stuck in the self-sabotage. All right. If you hear little bells, my alarm clock in my bedroom is going off, and I don't want to stop the reading to turn it off. So that's what that is. All right, we got the magician. All right, that's good. That's good energy. That's energy like, getting all them tools together that they possibly can and making something happen, manifesting, trying to problem solve and put the puzzle together to try to make things work out for everyone in this situation. And then we have the 10 of cups. I think that's a great way to end these cards, because 10 of cups is that's wish, that's emotional fulfillment, right? That's them realizing that their their true happiness is in this connection and pursuing it with you, in and realizing that you're a stable partner. You are a stable partner, or if you're not partners yet, you have those attributes in your character, and that they can trust you, that they can trust this connection. They can let go of this funky Eight of Swords energy. They can let that go. So you break free a little bit here. It's a little funky up here. It's a little funky over here, but then you kind of like break free. So that's not a bad way to end it, because honestly, you can't get better. I mean, there are some other good cards in tarot, but the 10 of Cups, if it seems to me, because we started off with the 4 of Cups, that there is in this person's life a lack of emotion, right? Lack of emotion, feeling apathetic about life, apathetic about past connections, or even if if you guys are walking out of other connections, like not being emotionally fulfilled at all. And this journey here that they are learning to walk with you is bringing them towards this emotional maturity, this emotional growth in the 10 of Cups. And that is like a foundation that, to me, I think emotional intelligence should be taught in school. I don't know why it's not, but us parents have to like do all that and remember to do that. Remember to teach our kids about emotional intelligence and understanding who they are, and that emotions are, the more you articulate them and talk about them, the easier they are to move through. When there's tough emotions, that's where you build the muscle, right? In order to, when you arrive at those times where those emotions are hard to talk about, you're able to push through because you've been practicing that. And it's adults that we're not given that opportunity, and speaking about emotions was frowned upon and maybe even disciplined out of them. That going back and trying to heal that part of their inner child is a process for sure. So let's get to these. Let's get to the fun part here. The thoughts and fantasies. I made this deck here, and so I wrote it. So don't judge my writing, please. I'm not the neatest writer, for sure. All right, let's see. Pile 3's person's thoughts. Whoa. My alarm's going off. Okay, so we got wine and dine. Tell me you feel the same. I don't know. I think that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're the one that this whole reading is about, and take it as it resonates. Like sometimes that happens where you do a reading or you listen to a reading, and it starts off like it's your person, but it ends up totally telling on you. You're like, excuse me, I didn't fucking ask for that, but whatever, universe. Yeah. All right, justice. Twice. We got justice twice. That happened in group 2 as well, interestingly. Oh, wait, no, justice. No, justice is being fair. You deserve justice in this. They feel that you need justice. I mean, justice can be brought about with judgment, right? But interesting. All right. Rainy day in bed. I like that. Oh, wait a minute. I got this. Wait, let me backtrack. So I wrote this in red. So the spicy messages are supposed to be in red. So justice with tones of the devil, if you could say, it would be more like they would like to be a submissive, or wouldn't mind being submissive to you. That's what that's about. Sorry. I want to make you happy. Oh my God, I always get embarrassed with this one, probably because it sounds really good. But grind out O's. I think you can guess what that means. Harness, that came out in pile two also. I was thinking when I wrote that one about the little leather, like little leather strappy things that people wear on the outside of their shirts sometimes. I mean, bondage. Of course, it's underneath justice, right? Let me love you. Let's just sit and talk. Oh, that's sweet. Interesting. I want to feed you. That's romantic. That can be a sexy thing. Okay, so all of you Gen Xers out there, tell me in the comments if you remember the movie in the 90s that was a sexy movie that everyone that were teenagers wanted to see because it was so inappropriate. And food was a part of it. I already know that. I know the title, but let's see if somebody remembers. Everybody wanted to see it. And it was nasty in a good way. What can those hands do? Well, all right. So there can be some self-pleasuring. Self-pleasure, not self-pleasuring. Well, maybe self-pleasuring happening. On one or both of you can be doing that. Need to release after I see you. Holy shit. Oh my God. So, if you guys are ever find yourself like in a social situation, like let's say you work together or you go to the same places, or maybe you guys haven't gotten to the sexy part yet in this connection, they get very turned on by you. And so, yeah, having to, take care of business, so to speak, so that they can be presentable is something that they have done, or imagine that they would have to do if they spent a lot of time with you in a social situation. Okay. Maybe this is a poly kind of connection. I'm not sure, but threesome. Now, threesome doesn't have to be with a person. It could be with a sex toy. It could be with inviting, porn, or it could be having some kind of third element added to your sex life or the situation. I have never met anyone like you. Let's get a couple more here. Sexting is something they want to do with you, or you guys have done before. And this is a good one to end it on, which is nice because we ended it with the tarot with the 10 of Cups, and we'll end it here with soulmate. That's super sweet, pile 3. This felt like a more, even though there was like lots of learning that needs to happen, and you could see the progression and how this connection has kind of rolled out. It is fun energy here. Like it seems like a younger, fun energy. More laid back, I guess is what I should say. Okay, well, you take care. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. Tell me if you remember what movie that was in the 90s that was about food. That was a sexy schmexy movie. and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I post. All right. You guys take care. Bye.